ようこうチャンネル。はい、どうもこんにちは。今日のようこうチャンネルはですね、オレンジ議員と語る会、市民と自由に語る会を9月末から週に1回ずつやってるんですけども、第2回の回で外国の方が20人ぐらい来てくれた回がありまして、もう10カ国から20人、平均年齢は25から30歳ぐらいの本当に若い政治集会が開かれましたので、その様子をご覧いただきます。全部英語ですけども、日本語の字幕がついてますので、字幕が出てくるタイミングがちょっと違うかもしれないけども、内容は分かるようになってますので、見ていただけたらと思います。では、よろしくお願いします。ご覧ください。
My name is Yoko. I'm a member of City Council. We are member of 22 members of City Council for Minami-Onna City. Okay. Japan, we have 3 layers: municipality, prefecture, national government. And I belong to the lowest one, the municipal city council. Okay. And I'm elected. I was elected 22 members. Okay. I was elected 3 years ago. And I'm so really I cannot express how happy I am with you guys, because the reason why I joined the political world is because I usually really. Like 5 years ago, the city, the mayor, current mayor said he wants to establish a trash facility near the tennis court of your IUJ campus. And I was like, did you ask the students and professors who live there how they feel about it? You know, not only the local Japanese surrounding communities were against it, but then did you ask the people who live right next to there? You know, some people live there for a long time, but then they didn't ask them that time. And then we collaborated, IUJ students and then city local residents collaborate together and oppose the construction plan, and they gave up. After 2 years of fight, they gave up the plan. And then that time I thought, oh, the mayor has such a strong power. He can decide where to build the facility. He doesn't really have to ask questions. And he even said in the TV report that the TV reporter asked the mayor, why don't you ask the questions to the IUJ students, and why didn't you translate the reading materials about the plan for the students? And he said clearly in the TV that most of them live only there for 3 years. They go back after 2 years, and we don't have to treat them as residents, just like Japanese. That comment made me feel like, oh, things are not going right direction. You know, I mean, we live in this local community, 50,000 people, very beautiful city, beautiful landscape, but the people from 70 countries, very international, very, very international. You know, this can be a good point to sell, that publicize our city. But if the mayor doesn't think that as a good potential, I don't think our city may go in the right direction. Like one example is like the English level for our students, the junior high school students, 14-year-old local students of our city. Okay, English. We do the national test to evaluate the English level, math level. Okay, national average of English level of 14-year-old in Japan is 45 points, national average. Our city, 33. How can we do this with this international environment? Why our kids they're not good at English, you know? It's impossible. It must be something going wrong, right? And I do hear a lot of some parents even move to Nagaoka City when their kids enter primary school, because primary school in Nagaoka City is better than here. They do actually move, you know? So it's like, it's a big loss. Even though we have such a big potential, but it's big loss, and I want to, the one way to overcome that is to integrate you guys, like foreign residents, into the decision-making process. How do you feel about it? What we can do to improve our city? You know, the population is declining rapidly. Now we have 52,000. 10 years ago, almost 60,000. Okay, every year we're losing 600 to 700 people. Number of babies born every year is declining rapidly. It was 500 per year, like only 6 years ago, 500. Now it's 285. 285, whole city. My junior high, 30 years ago, my junior high had one grade, 240 students in one junior high. But now it's whole city 285. It's like really bad situation, and we have to do something about it. Kids' situation is not good. Suicide rate is very high. Suicide. Japan has quite high suicide rate, but this area is almost twice higher than national average. In 10 years, we lost 160 people in suicide. In the city of 50,000, we lost 160 people in suicide. Every month, somebody is committing suicide in this city. Very beautiful, very nice. But what is that causing the difficulty, right? So that's the introduction. And today, today's floor will be open to you. And I want to really, like, any question. Like, we just had a general conversation with some of you before the second group arrived. It was a very nice conversation. I want you to ask me any question, propose me anything. I really hope to hear from every one of you, like how you feel about here, including the first year students who just arrived. I mean, first impression, what did you think about it, It will be very fruitful for you. And we are doing the video, but please don't worry about it. We can edit. So far, my campaign promises are mainly establishment of international school. Like in one city in Gunma, just because they have international school, like kindergarten, elementary school, junior high school, people move there because they want to send the kids to international school. That's the only reason they move to the city. And I forgot to tell you. Well, I have a friend in Shiozawa, like about 15 kilometers from here, 20 kilometers from here. She drives to Urasa Elementary School every morning to send her daughter there. 20 minutes back. Just because Urasa Elementary School has a lot of international kids from IUJ. Do you see how much power you have there? Okay. So international school, okay. And second is a lot of indoor parks. We need a lot of indoor parks for the kids and we have school meals every day in elementary school. 30% of the municipalities are now don't charge anything for school meals, but our city does charge like 5,000 yen per month. We want to maybe reduce the cost like to zero. Water price is one of the highest in the Japan. Our water price here, we will want to reduce that because we have $120 million of savings now. The highest amount of savings is in our pocket, the city. But they don't want to use this money for these kind of things. $120 million. $120 million. In yen, it's 12 billion yen. 12 billion yen. This kind of information you have no idea, right?
Yeah.
We should really tell this kind of information when you arrive. Because many of you work for the government there, right?
Yeah.
So we have 12 billion yen savings, the highest in the history. But the highest water bill we are charging to people, and one of the highest suicide rates, okay? You can see why people don't want to move here, right? And then,
Sorry, I need to ask, what is the age gap of people committing suicide? All young people.
thank you very much.
Gender as well.
Yeah.
Male,
Thank you very much.
female.
Thank you very much. So, people in 80s, very high, much higher than national average, 80s. Women in 80s, very high, like 3 times higher than national average, 4 times higher. So women 80s, and then 20s, men 20s, very high. Yes, those like very old or young, right?
Not in between. Like
In between,
either you're really
last,
old.
What is the reason?
last council session. We have 4 council sessions, and each member of council member can ask any question to the mayor, 1 hour, free questioning time. Okay? I did that question for the suicide last September. Okay? The first question was, the mayor, why do you think our city has such a high suicide rate? He doesn't have an answer. He doesn't have an answer. He said, generally speaking, there are a lot of reasons people commit suicide, and usually it's a health reason and other things complete. They have no reason. They don't do like if I were the mayor, what I would do is that there are bereaved families, right? Families. We have to approach them. We have to have like a group of like a talking session for bereaved families to express and that kind of supporting system to the bereaved families. And if the city officials can get in touch with them, they will know why they committed suicide. But they don't do that. All they do, this year budget, municipal budget is $395 million. Okay? So yeah, 39 billion yen. Okay. The budget to counterattack the suicide was given only $5,000 out of $395 million. $5,000 was given for suicide. Only they did like seminars, like awareness seminars. Let's get together. 300. So
That means for campaign, for the people not to commit suicide, for the
yeah, like the awareness raising campaign.
The budget was about less than 300.
Very low, yeah. So the reason they don't know basically, they don't even check. I asked them. So when somebody committed suicide, the family has to go to the city office to report the death, right? And then 8 years ago, the city established 40-page planning to counterattack the suicide. In this 40-page report, the planning, it clearly says when the person, the bereaved family, submitted the death report to the city office, they can give some information package on what kind of supporting material they have. That's a good idea, right? Then they get all the information, and if they want to contact, they know what to contact if they need support. And then I asked the mayor, are you doing this right now, as the plan says? No, we are not doing this. Why don't you do as plan says? 7 years ago, you planned this. Please do it. So, yeah, the answer is, unfortunately, they don't know the reason.
So then what's the use of providing support after the death? Are we planning on doing something before these people think about, doing something?
Prevention is always better than
Sorry. What was your question?
So you were saying...
Prevention method, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, in suicide, we have 3 methods, right? So, prevention, awareness raising, and aftercare. Prevention is very important. So, how do you say in English? When you try to commit suicide, there's a failure, right? Suicide, how do you say? Try attempt, okay. Suicide attempt. So, city also knows when there is a suicide attempt and carried by the ambulance. City is running the ambulance. So, of course, city knows who it is. And I asked the question, the last parliament session. So, ambulance section knows who committed the suicide attempt. And they have the high-risk people, of course. Does the ambulance department, do you share the information with health department who is in charge of suicide? Answer is no. The plan, 7 years ago, the plan says clearly, those 2 departments should collaborate together for the high prevention method. Period. City is not doing much for it. It's really, I don't know, it's very sad, yeah.
Sorry, just a quick question. Like, for most of us who are in the second year, we know who you are roughly, we know your background, all the different countries that you've worked with, all the state name. So for the first years, perhaps, they are still like wondering who you are, why you want to meet us, what is the purpose. Because for them, the first years especially, we are here to we thought we're going to hear, like, listen and this is how mayoral election looks like. But then we realized that, hey, this is like an AA meeting, right? But just for you to find out from us what we think and feel about Minami-Onuma, especially since we've been here for about a year and the rest will be here for the next year or so. So the thing is that we know the current or the incumbent mayor has been here for the past 20 years. The mayor,
8 years, 2 terms.
2 terms.
2 terms.
And you yourself mentioned a few months back that it's not easy to win against the incumbent mayor.
In Japan, I don't know your country, incumbent local mayor, strong, right? Very strong. Very strong.
So you are trying to like, because no one else, there's no other candidate, it's just between the incumbent mayor and yourself.
So far, yeah, so
Yeah.
far.
So basically, what is your hopes? We are asking you now, what is your hope in achieving when you meet us? And because not all Japanese are open to gaijins, to foreigners like us, especially because I have kids in junior high. I also have kids in Urasa Elementary, like you were saying. Urasa Elementary is the only school that accept gaijins, foreign students, not others. Even though I'm staying in Kuru Chichinden, they don't accept my kids there. My kids have to be in Urasa Elementary because other primary schools in Minami-Onuma, they do not have any English-speaking staff or teachers to accept. So it was great for you to have this in your plan. And I would just like to find out more, what is your intention in running? Because you yourself were saying, it's not easy, because current mayor, we met the mayor, we know how strong it is, but what is your approach in getting the hearts to the current locals?
Yeah, many of you are wondering, hey, here, there's no voter. There's no voter. There's no point of like doing this. What's the point of meeting? My intention here to win the election is there are a lot of young people. We have now voting ratio is 65% last May election. So 1/3 of the residents don't go to vote. Okay, in this city. My hope is that those mostly these youngsters, those youngsters who don't care about politics, may be mobilized to see somebody very different, very unique, innovative, or maybe if I vote something, I may change. And this can be the one way to motivate those people. Maybe, I don't know, it's very unique style. Yeah. And also there's a personal attachment for me with IUJ also, because my first wife, she passed away 8 years ago after giving birth to my first child. She was a 2008 graduate, IR. And we met 2006, and we met in Thailand, and we were in long distance. And she was about to go to the England for her master's degree. And I said, if she went to England, then it's very far, right? So I told her, hey, there's a great university called IUJ. Everything is English. Maybe you can get scholarship. And then I showed her the campus, and she was like, okay. She decided to come to IUJ. So the IUJ was the reason that we could marry, And 8 years ago, she passed away in Jordan, Middle East. And I came back with my first child, right? And then in this community, everybody knows each other. So of course, everybody knows I lost my wife. So it was very difficult for me to meet my former classmates, because they all know I'm like a very sad situation, right? But then when I go to IUJ, I went to IUJ to play basketball. They don't know me. And I felt somehow comfortable, right? I don't know. And then I remarried. I have a second wife now, new wife here. I got remarried quite soon, not so long afterwards. So it was very difficult for me. But then most Japanese, including some of my relatives, did not understand why I got remarried so quickly. But then in the basketball team, some people from Africa, and I was in Africa for 3 years, and they were like, Yoko-san, in your situation, in my country, people get remarried right away. No? So I was like, oh. So when you get interact with people from various values, you will get some kind of support. When you do something unique, maybe some people don't understand it, but there are always people who understand it. The point is, try to get more network with more people. Be open to different people. So I want young people in the city to be realized that there are so many people, a lot of good values, different values. I want them to be exposed. So yeah, that's my intention. Maybe there's no voter here, but then I don't want to do the traditional Japanese campaign. In traditional Japanese campaign, yes, I did the campaign here 4 years ago. I was run for mayor. Here there were 80 people here, 100 people.
It's a very inspiration values or culture. So you do nothing, but means you do everything. I think that's understanding something.
And sorry, nobody is coming here doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. During the daytime today, I was going one house by house. There are 20,000 houses in the city, 20,000. I'm trying to go all the houses one by one. And if there's one resident who wants to talk to me, I will try to listen until he or she finishes. Like sometimes it can last 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour sometimes. Then they ask me to come in for having tea. So sometimes I can only visit 10 houses because sometimes they want to talk a lot. So during the daytime, I'm doing all this. And then once a week, I'm providing this space for anyone, in case anyone wants to talk to me, they can come, and that's my strategy. And also doing a blog and YouTube, and visit house by house, talk to people. But I don't know, winning is still very difficult, I think. But maybe I don't, maybe it's a miracle. Let's see.
You're personally visiting houses. What about volunteers? You have a team, then you can see more people.
They have 120 million reserve.
Yes, billion.
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 I'm sorry, but it's like a contest between municipalities or between councils. Like the more fund you have, like the more reserve you have, the better you are. Isn't it better for a government to optimize your budget and spend wisely for the betterment of the people, and then get people to come in and be here? This is a wonderful area. You have you're near the beach, you have the mountains, you have the river, you have everything else but young people. I mean, everywhere you go, everyone is double my age, and I'm old. And it's sad because I would like to meet people, young people, and I would like my own kids to meet and mix around, but we don't have that. We don't have a community center that we can have people coming in and joining in, have like a ballroom night session where the locals and the international students from 70 countries can come and mix and discuss, and not partying at CNP kind of thing, but more like this, discussions, interaction, networking. It would be fun to have young people to come and join and discuss what they see, because we need to understand the locals as well, because we are not Japanese, definitely, and we don't know how they think, how they act, but we do know sometimes because of their own culture, perhaps. I'm not sure, please correct me if I'm wrong. That is why also it increases the suicide attempt rates, because they don't mix around that much, and perhaps it's also maybe in their culture, or I'm not sure if it's Buddhism or religion, that they just feel like we do not have to tell anybody about what we feel. It's embarrassing to my family name if I speak out or speak to others and discuss what I'm feeling. I'm suicidal. I shouldn't be telling people. So I think those are the things that's different compared to our culture and the Japanese. So having a different platform with other youngsters to come and discuss and be with these IUG students for at least 1 to 2 years, it would be great.
So your proposal is that we use part of the child meeting to build a community.
Real programs.
More people.
Yeah, it's not just the infrastructure, it's just the programs. Spend more on the events, programs that we can put in it. It's a melting pot. IUG itself is a wonderful golden melting pot.
それではイベントの告知です。9月25日午後7時から市役所の2階の大会議室でオレンジ議員と語る会、これが毎週1回ずつ塩沢大和を回ってずっとやっていきます。11月まで続きます。私が議員としての仕事の素晴らしさ、楽しさを簡単に5分、10分、15分くらいで伝えて、その後皆さんからの自由な質問にお答えしたいと思います。一人でも多くの人にお越しいただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。